Good afternoon. Welcome to another exciting chapter in Brian's Table Talks, where I come to you weekly and just talk about, quite honestly, whatever's on my mind. So, there's a lot of people we've put on pedestals, if you will. People that have done some great things. People like George Washington, Thomas Jefferson. Chester Nimitz from World War II comes to mind. And we think about all the wonderful things they did. On the other hand, there are people who have done some questionable things. And I think as a people, we have a tendency to go, you did something bad, and we judge them based on that. I recently finished a book and a movie called Just Mercy by Brian Stevenson. The movie covers, Brian Stevenson, an attorney, the movie covers a period where Walter McMillan was convicted of a crime that he did not do and will eventually be exonerated for it. And it really deals with a lot of race relations and things. But Brian Stevenson talks early in the book about visiting with his grandmother and something his grandmother taught him. And apparently she would tell him, you are greater than the worst thing you've done. You are more than the worst thing you've done. And I've been playing with that for a few days now. And as I look back, we forget some of those great things that some of the great people have done. We tend to forget that Thomas Jefferson held up to 200 slaves, was anti-abolition. We forget that George Washington also had slaves. We forget that Alexander Hamilton had an ongoing affair. These are our founding fathers of our nation, and we put them on pedestals thinking how great they were. And we overlook, to the point of invisibility, their flaws. Chester Nimitz, one of my heroes from World War II, the commander of naval forces in the Pacific, once ran a ship aground, normally a death penalty for a person's career. Chester Nimitz will go on to command the greatest navy the world's ever seen in World War II. I've come to a conclusion that we have a tendency that we can look past the ills that a person does when their good things serve our purposes. On the other hand, we have a tendency to judge people by their worst action when they don't serve our purposes. As a follower and a believer in Jesus Christ, I am compelled as a pastor to remind people we are to look past sins, to be a forgiving people. The adulteress is brought in front of Jesus and they're ready to stone her. She committed a sin, a crime. And he reminds the people, whoever of you is without sin, cast the first stone. And everybody walks away because every one of them had done something wrong. But I'm reminded Jesus did not judge us by our worst action, but by our greatest potential. I think today at least, and tomorrow, we need to be reminded that we all have something we're not proud of, something we'd rather not talk about, we'd rather forget. We hope and pray that we are forgiven. Oftentimes people remind us of stories from our past and we'll go, wait, I really don't want to talk about that today. And that's fine. We're not called to be oblivious to our faults. For when we ignore faults, we cannot improve. We are called to be forgiving and to remember that all of us have fallen short. We've all made mistakes. We've all done something we're not proud of. But we are more than our worst actions. And if we are, so is the person in front of us. So is our neighbor. It doesn't matter who they are. Whether they're serving a life sentence in prison or they're in the choir of the church, they are more than their worst action. My friends, I want to encourage you and invite you that when you look at somebody's ill, think of your own and then think of their potential and love them regardless. We've all tripped and we can all get up and walk. I think that's a pretty sound advice from Brian's grandmother. Another piece is we should always listen to our elders. I pray today you are safe and you are comfortable. I pray you are healthy. And if you're not, I pray that the good Lord puts his healing hand on you. But friends, each moment is a gift. Savor it and enjoy it. Until next time, I'm Pastor Brian, and this is Brian's Table Talks. Have a blessed day.